I think from my point of view, I've done a lot of big production shows, road shows around the Europe. I've managed bands, I've toured bands as well, and I think one of the most important things it's vital is being a people person. You've got to deal with people on every level, and I think that's really important. And it goes through to any career, whether it's anything basically, but on the music side of things, there's so many bad people in the music industry. You know, it's renowned for having that kind of bad tarnished thing with a lot of people trying to rip bands off and stuff. Whereas you've got to have that human element of it all, and dealing with people from giving everyone respect really all the way through. That's the most important thing.
I'm looking at him. Well, again, something that we've said again, you know, the music business is called the music business because it's a business. That's it. Again, it's like nine out of 10 people in the music who want to be in the music business won't succeed because they're late for rehearsals. They drive everybody crazy. They haven't learned their parts. They have a bad attitude. You know, as we've said, with any company, you have to show up on time. You have to know your stuff. It's not a game. It is actually a business at the end of the day. And a lot of musicians will turn around and say, it's all about the music. Yeah, it is, but it's still also about hard work, believing in yourself and being reliable and responsible and respectful to the other people that you work with.
Garry?
Daniel? It all follows on, you know. I mean, some of my opinions are a little bit more hardcore than Dan's. You know, there are some things that need to be stopped, and they can be stopped. You know, they say they can't, but for argument's sake, you know, people that upload other people's albums onto YouTube and think they're helping the band need to have their channels cancelled and their IP address blocked and things like that, you know. And you know, I'm helping the band, you know. We saw a thing with an English singer who's doing very well, very famous at the moment, and he said he found out that 48 million downloads, free downloads of his latest record had been clocked. So you look at that, if you said $1, now how much does somebody pay for an overpriced cup of coffee? You know, $4 or something. So 48 million downloads. And he said, oh, it's okay, you know, because at least 48 million people like my music. And I'm like, no, they don't like your music. What they did is they downloaded it because they got it for free and they stuck it on their phone and they go, oh yeah, that one's all right, but I'm not listening to the rest. You know, maybe 8 million of those people are real fans. If you're a real fan, you don't go to a free download site to find somebody's music. You buy it and it's cheap, you know? So I think that a lot of that should be stopped and there are things that should change because of all that. I mean, I've got friends who used to get royalty checks that at least help them pay their electric and their water. Now they just throw the royalty check in the trash. You know, a royalty check for 17 cents. My buddy got a royalty check for 17 cents for 5 years with a company, and that can all be changed because everybody's had to take a cut. And you know, again, 10 years ago I said that what would happen, just like a bunch of other people said, but nobody listened. And the industry had to change, but it didn't change. And now it's caused this roll-on effect where major companies have had to fire people, businesses have gone bankrupt, companies that used to make all the top-end gear don't anymore because nobody can afford to buy it. So it's not just the bands and the musicians that have suffered, it's everybody involved in the industry, from trucking companies to companies that make, like, say, the gear and things like that. And it's been this roll-on effect. But we have seen it start to change. And we saw at Frankfurt, all the big corporate companies were gone. There was literally nobody there. But all the middle ground guys, you know, the new guitar builders, the new product designers and things like that, they were getting their shots. So again, it was kind of balancing out, and it was good to see that, you know.
in Britain, for example, it people listen to music that is on trend, and they don't necessarily listen to music they like. They listen to music that they're given on things like BBC Radio 1. Certain magazines just push the same music, and all it is, it's just a merry-go-round of the same styles, the same plugins, the same collaborations. Every act now has a collaboration. It's all just down to labels merging their acts together to make more money. That's what it's all about. So whereas in Europe and probably the rest of the world, probably not America, but Europe and the rest of the world, they listen to music they like. So you're getting a lot more diversity. You know, I mean, last year in England, we had a lot of the reggaeton beats in songs. A lot of the pop songs had reggaeton beats in it. Everything from Ed Sheeran right through to, you know, bands were doing it. But I think it's just creating that diverse structure for bands to come through, and giving the opportunity for other bands to come through, to give them, so we're not listening to the same kind of pop music from the same DJ, which is the thing at the moment.
Yeah, and the wave maker and the wave rider thing I stole from from Dom Formulero, was a, people who don't know Dom Formulero, he's basically he's the global drummer and the most motivating person that I know, and he coined the term, do you want to be a wave maker or a wave rider, or do you just want to sit on the beach? You know, do you want to make a wave? Do you want to make something happen? Do you want to jump on somebody else's wave, or do you just want to sit there and do nothing? Well, we chose to try and make some waves, you know. But the thing about the music trends, like Dan was just saying, is there's always been that, you know. Back in the day, Bon Jovi came out, so all the other record companies said, oh, we need a Bon Jovi. Then Guns N' Roses came out and they said, oh, we need a Guns N' Roses. So there's always been that kind of thing going on. But it's like, you know, you used to have Top of the Pops in the UK, and they'd have, I don't know, what was it, the top 20, you know, and everybody sounded different. It was a different style of music. It was a different act. It was a different, you always had your disco, you had your dance music, you had your house music, you had your rave music, and they all had specific places to be put, you know. So again, there's always been that kind of thing, but it's funny, it's like in the metal scene. You know, my friend George, again in Greece, he said, you listen to the drums on all these metal albums, all the kick drums are identical. All the toms are boom, 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 boom. There's no definition between them, except for someone like Mike Portnoy and Mike Mangini is a little bit different because they're more musical. But the faster metal bands, because all of a sudden that was the norm. All the guitars had to be down-tuned, you know, that was the norm, and they all followed that. And then the trend will change again, and it'll be like, right, well, now we'll make it sound a little bit more real. And then everybody wants their stuff to sound real because that's the new trend. Like fashioning clothes, you know. One minute everybody's going back to bell-bottom trousers, and next thing everybody's got skinny jeans on again, you know. So there are always going to be these trends, but some of the great producers and the great music business characters have always said, if you try to jump on a trend that's happening now, you're already too late, because they recorded that or they did that a year ago. That's already a year old. Try and follow what people like, but try and be unique and original and make something that people are going to go, wow, I can understand what's going on. I can tap my foot to it, but it sounds different, you know?